This is my Pontoon camera platform that I made for pulling a camera behind a canoe or kayak so I can film myself paddling the scenery as I'm coming up on it, and also other paddlers. The square footage coverage of this one is 4.5 square feet. I wanted one that was lighter weight and had a larger surface area so it would create more stability on the water. So I found some extension poles. They're aluminum and therefore lightweight, and I'm using a tent pole. That's where the camera's going to be carried and housed, and I'm using string to tie it all together, and that's going to hold it in place. So the string is attached to what are going to be the runners. They're tied in place, and then just black electrical tape holding it in position. So the first string comes across, connects to the opposite side tent pole, and that has a hook on it, and that was attached with string and electrical tape. And I used the hooks from a small bungee cord. So the red bungee cord, I cut the end off and took the hooks off, and so I attached the hook, and that holds the loop of the string. The square footage of this is 18.4 square feet as compared to 4.5 square feet of the other one. I still need to put flotation material on, and to attach that I'm using some pipe insulation. I actually found that on the ground, so I didn't have to pay for it, but they're about $2 a piece. And then this white material is actually sheets, and that's from a flotation pad. They're about $3 or $4 at the store. You just cut them open, and that's what's inside. So I'll be able to cut those to size. I'll begin using electrical tape to hold them in place, and then just like with the wood platform, the black tape right there is Gorilla Tape. You can use duct tape, but I chose to use Gorilla Tape. It's a little more expensive, but I haven't had to adjust anything on the Gorilla Tape. I applied it one time, and that's all I've had to do with it. And that's just a housing that I made for my camera, and the camera just slides in here, hole cut out, and it's just going to hang in place. This is the pipe insulation installed. It comes with a slit already made in it, so you just separate it. You could use a pool noodle or any other material that you might have. This part's not going to be covered because that collapses and fits into the other section, so it can be sized down. The pipe insulation material, which is going to be the flotation material, was installed, and then I put black electrical tape around it to hold it in position. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to shape and attach the other flotation material that I have to the ends, and I'm going to make it so that it's cone shaped, so it'll be very similar to the wood platform the point of entry. On this I was able to use water bottles, and that streamlined being pulled through the water, so it reduces the sound, although it doesn't completely negate the sound. So this is the bottom side. You can see that it's rounded and angled. So I'll do the same thing with the flotation material that I have here. There are 4 rope assemblies on this pontoon. The first is at the front, and it goes to the camera holding area, so that forms a cross. The second one appears directly behind the camera, left to right. The third one originates from the camera support and runs all the way to the back corner, forms another cross. And the final cross member is at the very rear. And that is vital to keep the rear section of the pontoon from pulling apart. And the camera, it keeps the camera assembly from collapsing. So that was a lesson learned. So the flotation is complete. This is the rear, and it's just got Gorilla Tape on it. It took 3 pieces of Gorilla Tape to cover it. This is the main pontoon area, and this took 3 1/2 pieces. And the last thing that I need to do is I need to trim out this front section so that, just like a pontoon, it strikes the water with minimal resistance, and that will reduce the noise level from the pontoon being pulled through the water. And here is the front edge of the pontoon carved out. Came out pretty nice. So, a couple of days I'll be able to get out on the river and give this a test. This was the original pontoon assembly, and as you can see, it's about 34 inches long, and it's about 18 inches wide. Weighs about 3 pounds. And this is the new assembly, and it's probably 4 inches wide, and it is 45 inches long. It's about 1 inch tall, 1.5 inches maybe, and it weighs about 1/2 pound. So much more convenient to carry, especially in a kayak. And then I'll just have to practice with assembling it, but that's part of the fun of it. So I made a new pontoon float for taking photos while kayaking and showing the person who's kayaking, as well as the scenery in front of them and people in front of them also. So this is the first time I'm setting it up from scratch after it's been folded, so I just want to see how long this is going to take. And of course, since I'm not practiced at it yet, obviously it'll take a bit longer, but that's okay. So this is just a practice run. So that's the right side. This will be the left. I'll set this off a bit further. So these ropes were measured, preset. So once they're expanded, all I have to do is hook them up, set them in place, and that's it. So let's see how that all works out. This is from a tent. And let's see here. So that goes in right like that. Goes in there. There's the first one. Second one crossing over. This one needs to be expanded. Goes there. And that squares it. Oops, do that right. There we go. That holds the back in place so the camera platform stays vertical. This is the harness for the camera itself. It just feeds through it. I did it twice yesterday, so I'll do it again twice today. That's it, and then the camera just fits into here. You can see the opening for where the camera viewer is, and that's it. Pretty simple. So doing it on land is actually pretty easy. The question is will I be able to do it while I'm in the kayak? We'll just have to wait and experiment with that.